Regardless of your income, much of it is lost unnecessarily and often unknowingly through the systematic transfer of your wealth to financial institutions and government. The purpose of this PowerPoint is to show how those wealth transfers occur. Hidden wealth, mining the gold in your money flow. Over time, a fortune flows through your hands and down the drain. The drainage is called wealth transfers. It is the transfer of your wealth to government and financial institutions. Sudden wealth transfers occur from events, including normal life events, for which we are not adequately prepared, such as death, disability, health issues, market crash, lawsuits, the list goes on. If we are unprepared, these events can cause catastrophic financial losses from which we may never fully recover. If we think of wealth transfers at all, these are the ones we think about. However, systematic wealth transfers are equally damaging, since they happen continuously over time and often under the radar. They do not cause panic, as they insidiously steal your wealth. Day by day, month by month, year by year, decade by decade, your wealth transfers compound to a lost fortune. You don't track it, but if you did, you would discover that over time, for most everyone, the lost fortune exceeds the realized fortune. That is, your lost fortune typically exceeds whatever you were able to accumulate over a lifetime of work. Systematic wealth transfers include excess taxes, interest paid, interest lost, not earned, fees, and certain insurance costs. Most wealth transfers are caused by our own financial actions or inactions. How we pay for things, how we insure ourselves and our things, and how we save and invest. Occurring with or without our knowledge, they are self-inflicted financial wounds. So, why would we do that? Many wealth transfers are unseen. Some are wrongly accepted as legitimate costs as we follow certain financial practices. Others are disregarded as low probability until they happen. And many common financial practices hand your economic power, control, and security over to the financial industry. When sound economic principles are disregarded, knowingly or unknowingly, financial and economic costs are maximized. Then, savings and investment growth must first overcome those costs before there is one dime of real growth. You might as well begin the race a mile behind the starting line. We've heard since childhood that, in physics, every action has an equal and opposite reaction. What we haven't heard is that, similarly, every financial action has an economic reaction. Not connecting action to reaction puts us in dangerous and costly financial waters. There are several common financial actions that cause unseen wealth transfers. Many are correctable and reversible, literally turning cost into growing wealth, but only when they are recognized. Here is an example of one of the most common, costly, and unrecognized causes of wealth transfers that exist today. We call this the story of Box A and Box B. In effect, financial institutions offer us two kinds of boxes. In Box A are 401ks, IRAs, and other government plans, as well as mutual funds and CDs. In Box B are our credit cards, car loans, and every other type of loan we may use. Standing alone, Box A may appear to be a great place to accumulate money, but it cannot stand alone. We are lifetime consumers with a constant need for money. But taxes and penalties lock up the money we need. These boxes cause offsets. Interest is earned in Box A, but it is taken back and then some through Box B. We have to recognize that interest earned minus interest, excess taxes, and fees paid equals the real bottom line. There is a direct relationship between Box A and Box B. This relationship hands control of our money and the growth on our money to the financial industry. Here is a common real-life example. It is Box A and Box B in action. We'll look at $1,000 of total monthly financial cash flow. By that I mean the financial items that earn interest or cost interest. The first thing we see is that this person is a good saver, saving 1/2 of the cash flow. We also see a very favorable rate of return on that savings. And we see that saving $500 monthly at 10% per year will earn $335 of interest in 1 year. If this is all we look at, we'd think this person's doing pretty well. But this is not the only thing this person is doing. Like all of us, this person has car insurance. This is AAA. They are not all exactly the same. But here comes the bill for $1,200. She can spend the $1,200 or pay $107 a month, which is what most people do. So we see an offset. For the year, there is $84 of interest paid, which offsets some of the $335 of interest earned. But we aren't through. This person also has a credit card balance, modest by today's standards. Interest rates, card usage, and payments vary, but we see an even bigger offset, an average cost of $195 per year. We're still not through. This person also has a modest car loan. It is a standard credit union car loan. If we take the total loan interest paid over 5 years and divide it by 5, we find an average interest cost of $684 per year. We can now see the major problem that has actually existed all along. Total cash flow of $1,000 per month. The interest paid in 1 year, $963. Interest earned in 1 year is $335. The $1,000 monthly cash flow is losing at a rate of 5.2%. We must conclude that despite the good rate of return on investments, this person is losing financially. Without dealing with the wealth transfers, just to earn $963 to break even on the interest paid out requires saving $1,437 monthly at 10%, or earning an after-tax rate of return of 33.95% on the $500 monthly investment. Most people never see their true bottom line. When it is seen, the logical question is, what can I do about it? It is clear that saving more and investing better is not the answer. If this problem is going to be solved, the answer is somewhere else. For a deeper understanding of the problem, we'll take a deeper look at the true cost of financing. What we are going to look at is something a bank or credit union doesn't give you, an amortization schedule. This is a standard amortization schedule on a standard credit union car loan. These numbers can be verified with almost any financial software. Car loan, $15,782 loan. 8% loan rate, 60-month financing plan, that's a standard credit union loan. Monthly payment, $320. What we find from the amortization schedule is that in year 1, the interest is 30.3% of the total paid for that year. In year 2, it is 24.5%. In year 3, it is 18.3%. In year 4, it is 11.5%. In year 5, the interest is 4.2% of the total paid for that year. Over the life of the 5-year loan, you will have paid $19,200 total, with $3,418.12 going to interest. The average interest paid per year over the 5-year period, 17.8%. This is the real cost of this loan. Now, where are you going to get a rate of return to offset that cost? Andrew Tobias, syndicated financial columnist. Not having to pay 20% interest on a credit card is as good as earning 20% tax-free, risk-free. Phenomenal! We say if you keep and invest the tens of thousands of dollars of interest you would otherwise pay to financial institutions over your lifetime, you'll be wealthy. Here we will look at an economic principle that affects us very powerfully in many ways. Lost opportunity cost. Yet, amazingly, it is either unknown or ignored in today's common financial planning. What you transfer away is a lost fortune with two parts: the present value, the actual dollars you spend, and the future value, the amount the money would grow to if you kept and invested it. Since you didn't keep and invest it, the difference is your lost opportunity cost. You know, money just doesn't disappear into thin air. It goes and grows somewhere. For example, the $3,418.12 of car loan interest will grow somewhere. At 8% interest, it has a future value of, by the end of the 5-year loan period, $5,310. In 10 years, $7,803. In 20 years, $16,846. And in 30 years, $36,370. Whose account will this money be in? The banker's. That is the lost opportunity cost, the lost wealth, from the interest cost of this one modest car loan. Multiply that number by all the interest you pay over a lifetime. The lost wealth caused by interest costs alone compounds to a lost fortune. But it is reversible. With sound economic strategy, that money could be in your account. No wonder it is said that banking is the most profitable business on earth. Opportunity cost turns your wealth transfers into a lost fortune for you and a real fortune for them. Wouldn't it make sense to make recovering interest, excess taxes and fees, and their opportunity costs a top priority in planning? Since banking is the most profitable business in history, why not become your own banker? Every personal economy, personal and business, is vulnerable to systematic wealth transfers. Reversing them, converting them into growing wealth, requires a process. We can help you do that. Shouldn't we find and reverse your wealth transfers?